Chapter 1. The hospital room. The air in the hospital room was thick with the scent of antiseptic and unspoken tension. In the minor, underfunded ward of Centre Hospitalier Universitaire Delgado Ouedraogo in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, the ceiling fan creaked lazily, barely stirring the heat. Aline Cabaret, a woman whose sharp suits and sharper tongue had built an empire of textile exports, sat stiffly beside a hospital bed. Her tailored blazer clashed with the peeling paint of the walls, and her manicured nails tapped an impatient rhythm on her phone. Across from her, slouched in a plastic chair, was Simon Lagace, a Canadian banker whose smirk seemed permanently etched onto his face. His cheap tie was loosened, and his eyes glinted with amusement, making people want to punch him. In the bed lay Father Michel Traoré, a frail Catholic priest whose weathered hands clutched a rosary. His breathing was shallow, his eyes half open, but his presence anchored the room. So, Simon broke the quiet, his voice dripping with mock sincerity. You flew from Paris to hold vigil for our dear Father Michel? Or is there a business deal in Ouagadougou on knows about? Aileen's eyes narrowed, but her smile was all honey. Unlike you, Simon, I don't see every human interaction as a transaction. Father Michel is family. Family, Simon repeated, leaning back with a chuckle. Funny how family shows up when someone's on their deathbed. Were you when he begged for donations to keep his orphanage running? Father Michel stirred, his voice a faint rasp. Enough, both of you. His eyes, though clouded, held a clarity that silenced them. This is not a boardroom or a confessional. I asked you here for a reason. The room fell quiet again, but the weight of his words hung like a storm cloud. Aline and Simon exchanged glances, each calculating, each wary. Father Michel's gaze lingered on Aline, then Simon, as if measuring their souls. There is a task for both of you. He reached under his pillow, pulling out a small, leather-bound notebook. My will is inside, but it's not complete. The reading of the will took place in a small law office in Ouagadougou. Aline and Simon sat across from Father Michel's lawyer, a stern woman named Fatimata Ouedraogo. She opened the leather-bound notebook and began to read. To Aline Cabaret and Simon Lagace, I leave the stewardship of my orphanage, not as owners, but as guardians. The land is yours to protect, but only if you abide by my terms. No profit, personal gain, only service. Should you read? Years later, Aline stood before a crowd in Paris, accepting an award for ethical business leadership. She spoke of Father Michel, of what she'd learned in overseeing a small orphanage in Burkina Faso. For the first time, she didn't care about the applause.